Hello. Hello, everybody. This isn't exactly the usual way that I do a video, but it's going to be done like this today because I almost died last night again. So, my sister and I are absolutely like despised and hated by my father, who has numerous times tried to kill us. And she had this premonition a really long time ago, and it came true on Father's Day. So I was like, okay, so there's obviously some death threats going on still out there, and purposely being done by my family, and you're probably getting them too, which is probably why you're watching this. Your family is probably pissed off at you, and they think the only way that they're gonna get any peace is if you just die. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll just do everybody a favor and just off myself right now, right? So, my sister and I went through that on Father's Day, and then yesterday, I woke up and I didn't feel right at all. I was shaking all day. I had, I think, 3 baths, turning myself into a lobster. They were so hot. And then finally I got the fever. I don't get fevers. I don't really get sick. So when I get a fever that I have to fight off, I'm trying to figure out another way to hold the camera. When I get a fever that I have to fight off, I kind of understand that it's a demon. Okay, so what ends up happening, and this could happen to you too, is you get fevers, and that's what makes the demon break. Okay, so it's kind of complicated, but at the same time, it's like an exorcism, basically. So if you're schizophrenic or if you're a vulnerable person, which means you don't have a whole lot of shields up, and that's obviously because of your parents. Your parents are the ones that are supposed to put the shields up for you. Your parents are the ones that are supposed to protect you. So if they deny you protection and stability and walk away from you, they take their shield with them. And that leaves that child susceptible for anything. Okay? And then hence the parents usually always blame it on the children. Okay? They're watching scary movies. They're listening to Marilyn Manson. They believe in the devil, blah, blah, blah. It's not that they want to. It's that they've now become part of their life. Okay, and people know what the darkness is about. And if you know darkness, and if you've seen darkness, then it's not, and it's not, it's, I don't want to say it's a friend to you, but it's not a perfect stranger to you, right? So, I got this fever last night, and usually, the last time I got it, I got a fever like this was when I worked for this lady, and she had one of the biggest demons on her back to make money, and that demon jumped on my back expecting me to work and make her money. So I came home. I only worked for her for 2 shifts. I came home with the biggest fever, but I fought it off. So this hasn't happened to me for like maybe 2 years now. And so when I got the fever last night, I kind of forgot what they were because it doesn't happen very often. So usually I can just lay in bed, wrap myself in covers, and the fever will break. Okay? But this time around, I know somebody tried to kill me because you can die from a fever. I looked it up. So my temperature got to almost 107 last night. And I could start to smell blood in my nose because my blood was so thin, okay, because it was so hot, that if this fever didn't break, my blood was going to start seeping into my skin. Okay? I was going to basically become a hemophiliac instantly. Okay? So this fever lasted for 8 hours. I fought this fever off. And finally, like, I went into the bath. I had the hottest bath I could possibly have, which was making it worse, right? Because usually if I can elevate my temperature, it breaks. I don't do the opposite. Like, I don't cover myself in cold packs or anything. I do the opposite. I elevate my temperature even more so that my body will break it. It's something I've learned how to do, okay? I have fibromyalgia, so when I shake from cold, I can do more damage to my body than heat. So I can't shake in cold water, okay? And I'll actually stop breathing. So I had to do it this way. I had to do it my own way. You find a way to do it. But it wouldn't break. So I took Advil, finally I took ibuprofen, I took acetaminophen, and then I think I was almost going into hour 8, and it finally broke. And then it was like a teeter-totter effect where my temperature was going down, but yet my skin was still elevated. It was still extremely hot. So as my temperature was going down, my body was freezing. So I had to cover myself up even more while I was sweating. It was the most intense night of my life. I was up until 5 a.m. I don't think I went to sleep this morning until 8 a.m. Then I slept for about an hour or so. I still feel and can taste blood in my mouth and in my nose. Yeah. So that's what happened to me yesterday. So, when death wishes hit you and when death curses hit you, it's not funny and it can kill you. And people think, oh, she's over exaggerating. You know, nobody cares about her that much. There's no way that someone's trying to kill her. You know, accidents happen and you know, coincidences occur. And I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in what happens. And there's a fucking reason. It's not a coincidence. I think that word was made up so that people wouldn't believe what they were seeing. They would just call it a coinky-dink. You know, oh, that's a fluke. Nah, man, you were supposed to fucking hit it, but you're going to dull yourself down because that's what most people do, right? They dull themselves down. They dull down the power that they have. They dull down how smart they are. They dull themselves down because I think people were just kind of used to that maybe from their parents, kind of used to that growing up, you know? Anyways, I just wanted to put this video out. Obviously, it's going to be super short, but I just want to put this video out to say that if you do fight fevers, don't always just think your body's sick, because it's not sickness. Like okay, another example of what it felt like in my body, minus so I went the entire day where I was like shaking and stuff. Like I said yesterday, I went the whole day feeling like I had an open wound, right? Like I had sepsis or something, or like there was pus under my skin. Like I felt like, you know, you start to shake and you're like you're fighting off an infection. Okay, that's how I felt the whole day, which is weird because I was like, I don't have an infection going on. Like, sure, yeah, okay, I had a migraine, which usually that will throw me off a couple days anyways, but I don't get a fucking fever afterwards. So I also, in the middle of the migraine and the fever, did a cleansing ritual in the bath, which I expelled like 6 or 7 entities from my body that had just jumped on me for the ride for the last little while. So that right there was like taking off a scab almost, because they had made a home inside of me. And when you do mission work and when you meet people and you cross their paths, sometimes we get sick as readers, we get sick as mediums, but it's not disease sick. It's darkness sick, which comes out kind of as disease, but it goes away really fast, which means it's not a disease. It's part of the ritual, the clearing, the possession, stuff like that really you're getting rid of. And that's why your body is trying to warn you. So it starts to break down your temple. So then you stop what you're doing. So then you can regain your energy and fight off whatever it is you have to fight off. It just comes through as illness sometimes, but illness that freakishly goes away really fast. So anyways, I'm sorry if my chest has totally been out. This is an awful camera view. I can't even speak today. I got my sister bringing me home a burger because I can't eat, I can't drink. I'm not even peeing. I'm just like existing right now. And like, that's a huge sign of possession, is when you get your body back, you can't do anything because it's been controlling you for so long that when you get your body back, you're like, oh my God, I don't even know what to do, because now you've got everything. Nothing is under control of something else. Like, I'm telling you, I think it happens a lot more, and that's why I'm doing this video. I think that's why I have this channel, because I think that things happen a lot more than what we think, and I think that things are in our face a lot more than what we think, and I think that if one person out of like 1,000 realizes one little tiny thing to their life, I think this is all worth it. In my mind, I do so many different jobs, and this just happens to be one of them. So if I'm going to get a fever and I have to fight off a demon for 10 hours, then like, I'm going to call you guys up and be like, this is what happened. It's like, I'm still alive. I'm still here. Barely. But anyways. I don't really know what else to say. I'm going to watch Halloween H2O and just be thankful I'm alive. And yeah, I don't know what I'm going to be doing a reading again because I have absolutely no energy. I'm trying to get through The Godfathers, and I can't because I keep falling asleep. So, yeah. Probably might be a few days before I do a reading. I don't know. I haven't decided. Word to your mother, word to your father. Peace out. Word to you. You're the star.